or similar leaves which have vata shamana property can be taken, and all these are chopped and fried in taila. Okay, and then they are formed into karpasa pindika kritva. They are formed into a bolus, and kritva tabis taptabire. They are heated and then placed on the body. And in what type of patra where there is sneha dravya? So sneha patre sandapte nikshiptabi muhmuhum. The sloka you can study and you can write it. Then patra pinda sweda is asked. And there are a lot of other references in Yoga Ratnagara and Chakradatta where only single leaf or two combination leaves are used for in certain conditions. So the general practice is taking at least 5 leaves and 5 available leaves and then performing it. Okay, Vasha is also used in our college. Vasha can be taken. Okay, so such Vatahara leaves can be taken according to the availability in your locality, and you can do with them. Okay, some references are there that, like for example, Yoga Ratnagara has told that Eranda Patra and coconut alone is good for Andhra Vridrati. You can take Chinja alone and coconut gratings in Udavarta. So such references are there. But this is the common Pindasweda, Patra Pindasweda reference. These are all references, small references with single Swedas available in Yoga Ratnagara such practices. Like see, Eranda Patra alone is enough for Kadigraham. So in Kadi, if there is Kadigraha and if you don't have all the leaves, at least Eranda Patra will be sufficiently enough for cure, for some shamana, or you can pacify the condition with that. So you can go through these. Okay, so what are the requirement? You need at least 1 kilo of these chopped leaves for making 4 potalis. Okay, if you're doing it whole body. All right, and then you need 2 sliced lemon, 2 in nature. Grated coconut is 100 gram, that is almost one big coconut you need. Okay, cotton cloth is 45 centimeters into 45 centimeters. Vessels for frying and heating and all that. You need oil for frying leaves. Now what are these oils for frying? Okay, you cannot write here eranda taila for frying, no, because according to the patient it will differ. So whichever according to the patient the physician is suggesting, that oil is taken for frying. It can be nimba taila, eranda taila. Okay, or it can be chincha taila, or it can be dhanvandra taila, or depending upon the condition we can change. Then for heating potalis means you prepare this frying and you're making the potali. Again, it is dipped and done in a oil, right? That is heating potalis. For Abhinga, it can be different oil. You can take a Vatashni or Dhanvandara Thailam, Sahajradi Thailam. Any Thailam, according to the condition, you can suit, according to the suitable avastha, you can take, and that can be done for the Abhinga. Talam, as I told earlier, you can choose. Rasana churna 5 gram, towels, massias are required too, one attendant is required. And sometimes medicine, along with these medicines, Saindhava is added, as I told before, for increasing the Sushmata and the Tikshnata. Now, preparation is very important. What you do is that we cut it, this leaves fresh. You collect the leaves, you clean it, and then you chop it into small portions, small pieces. Okay. Then you grate the coconut, and then you have sliced lemon and all that. Now, how do you fry this? That is important. Do you will not put all the leaves together. Okay. See, chincha patra is very light, and shigru patra is very thin in nature. If you add everything together, when the arka patra gets soft, this chincha patra will be gone, burned and gone. Okay, so what we do is that we'll add the leaves which are thicker first, like arka, eranda, all that you can add first. When they are little soft, you can add the leaves which are very tender in nature, like shigru, chincha, and all that. Okay, so that is how you can, or while preparing the pottery, you add into the vessel. So first, initially you pour oil, then you put the coconut gratings, okay, and then when it is fried a little, you can add the leaves, which is thicker, slowly, and then the entire powder can be added, salt can be added, and then you divide it into the 4 parts and make into a pottery form. So sometimes in this, you can add Methika churna, Shatapushpa churna, all that can be added according to the yukti. In PPS also we are adding sometimes. Then pre-operative, first we do take the patient on the Vroni. You apply the Rasnadi churna, okay, and then you perform the Abhyangam for some time, because Abhyangam is not the main procedure. You're just applying the oil and just improving the circulation, and then you perform the potali. Okay, the Prathana Karma, you can just go through. The only difference here is that You are checking the temperature, then you are performing, and when it is the temperature is less, you are giving it and taking reheating the portals. All that is fine. But this Patra Pinda Sweda, you initially hit with the portali and then you knead with the portali. So the logical reason is because when you're hitting with the portali, the juice is expressed, the leaf juice is being expressed, and then you're rubbing it on the body. Okay. So initially you just hit it with it, then you rub it with it. So when you're hitting, you're applying pressure. When you're rubbing in the muscle area, you are doing it linear. In the joint area, you are doing it circular. That is how we do. Okay. This has to be kept in mind, okay, while performing the Patrapinda Svedam. The Paschat Karmam is you are wiping the oil, you are removing the talam, asking to rest, and that is the 45 minutes to 1 hour is the duration you can perform. These are the precautions. Depending, okay, what will be you can think logically and write the precautions. I don't want you to by heart this. You can just think and write. That is while frying the leaves, it should not get what you call charred. It should not get charred. Then temperature should be uniform. There should be synchronization while doing, prevent burns. Okay, once the perspiration is good, you can stop this procedure. That is all the precautions to be taken. Depending upon the procedure, you can just think what can happen wrong, and then write this as the precaution. Complications are burns and fainting. Okay. Now the placement of this therapy is very important. Where do you do the Patrapinda Sweda? Okay, will you do it after Shastika Shali Pinda Sweda or before Valuka Sweda? How do you place it? So this comes, as I told, the Sweda comes as Ruksha Snigdham and Snigdham variety, right? So this portly Sweda can be placed under the Ruksha Snigdha variety because you are using oil, but the leaf juice which is expressed is very ruksha in nature. So it is both ruksha and snigdha. So it is not ruksha like Valuka Sweda or Churnapinda Sweda ruksha. It is ruksha snigdha variety. The middle you can place it. So if you see the down, you can see that Churnapinda Sweda is ruksha. You can make it snigdha. That is another thing. Then you have ruksha is Jambira Pinda Sweda. Then comes Patra Potala Sweda. Then you have Danya, Utkarika, Payasa. When you reach Payasa or the Shastika Pinda Sweda, it is purely Snigdha. That is how it goes. The grading goes. So you can just go through this. I've told it already. What can be the probable mode of action? This is, it improves the vasodilation. Here the guna of the leaves and guna of the oil is being a little bit absorbed. The gunas are being absorbed. Okay, so circulation is improved, the range of movements improves, hence the stambhatvam gets gone. The Shida Shula Vibarame, Stamba Gaurava Nigrahe, Sanjade Madhave Swede, Swedanam Duradanmada. That is the Samik Lakshana of Sweda. All that should be noted. These also you can quote because that is a Samik Lakshana of the Sweda. When you're performing a Ruksha Sweda, what is the Samik Lakshana you need? It is the Samik Lankhana Lakshana. Vyathanulomyam Deeptok means that is a slogan which you need to understand. You are understanding that Lankhana is achieved there when you're performing the Ruksha Swedas. These are some of the research works being done in the Patra Podala Sweda, Nirgundi Patra Pinda Sweda, and Ashwagandha Digogulu Yoga in Management of Santivada was done. And a clinical study was done with Patra Pinda Sweda and Nadi Swedam in the pain management of Gridrasi. Next is Jambira. It is very similar to Patrapinda. That is, you are hitting and then you are rubbing. All that is there. The only difference you need to study is the materials required. Before that, I have forgotten to include. I'll include and give you the slides. I have forgotten to include the 7 postures. Okay, I'll explain to you. It is coming in the slides coming. Okay, but before that, before I go again too long, I'll just tell you. So once the patient sits on the droni, his legs are extended. So sitting is the first position. Okay, the patient is sitting on the droni. That is the procedure where position where you apply the thalam and then you do the the first minutes. Okay, you divide this 45 minutes into equally 7 halves and you're doing the first minutes in the sitting position. Okay, there you are concentrating more on the neck because the patient is sitting. You won't get the back of the thigh or anywhere. You're concentrating on the neck, the spine, and the shoulders. That is the area you concentrate in the sitting position. Then the patient will lie down. That is the supine position. That is the second position. Okay, there you're getting the upper surface of the body. You're getting the limbs. So the therapist or the masseur on the right side concentrates there, and the left side he concentrates there. Okay. Then he goes for the right lateral position. He turns to the right side. There, the patient, the right side masseter will concentrate on the hands and the legs, whereas the spine is being concentrated by the left side masseter. Then again, the patient comes to the supine. Okay. Then you do the procedure. Then it comes to the left lateral position. Then he comes to the supine position and then sits. So sitting, supine, right lateral, supine, left lateral, supine, and sitting. This is the 7 positions in which any of the Pindasvedas performed are done. Okay. And the only difference is that sometimes instead the patient is sitting, then lying supine, right lateral. Sometimes we can take the prone position also, but mostly it is not done because most of the patients are obese, cardiac complaints are there, their difficulty to lie down on their abdomen, so it is difficult for them. So mostly we skip and make it into a supine posture. Otherwise you can perform the prone there, and then he comes to the left lateral and supine and sitting. Okay, I hope it is clear. Okay, Aishwarya, are you clear with the positions? 7 positions?
Yes, Miss.
Okay, okay. This is a photo which we had taken. I think it's only available in Malayalam names. I'm sorry for that. For the, it is written at, it is for Jambira Pindasvedam. You need the turmeric, you need oil, you need the coconut gratings, you need the lemon, of course, because it is Jambira Pindasvedam. Shadapushpa Churnam can be used. Okay, so these are the materials required for the Jambira Pindasvedam. It is for an exhibition which we had given this photo. So it is a Pindasvedam where Jambira is the main thing which we use. Okay, it is more Amla and more Tikshna Guna, but it is very effective in Vata Kapha predominant conditions, especially in fasciitis conditions. Okay, plantar fasciitis, upper bahugam, this frozen shoulder, it is an excellent procedure. Okay, the range of motion improves with Jambira Pindasvedam. Okay, but if there is a little bit Kapanubandha condition, you can start with the Churna Pindasvedam or remove the Kapanubandham, make it Alpa Kapanubandham, then go for a Jambira Pindasvedam where it is Ruksha Snigdha variety. Okay, this Jambira Pindasvedam has the guna of Shofahara, Ruksha, and Tikshna guna is more compared to the Patra Pindasvedam. Okay. These are the materials you require. You need around 750 grams of jambira, which is small, chopped into small pieces. Okay, you'll chop the lemon into small pieces because only then the lemon juice will come out, right? You are expressing the lemon juice. Okay, so for that you chop this jambira. Okay, Saindhava powder is 30 gram. You can take turmeric powder is taken 60 gram. Shadapushpa churnam is taken 30 gram. Lashuna is taken 2 bulbs, or you can add more if you need. Methika churna is 30 grams. Cracked coconut is 100 grams. Then the frying, which I've already mentioned, the quantity is similar to the Patrapinda Swedas. That is only difference. You need to study the only the first ones. Okay, the rest is following the Patrapinda Sweda. Now, how do you do this? I'll just tell you what is done. You take a frying pan. Okay, I'll give the detailed notes in the notes, but here the slides have just concise this because it is the same as a Patrapinda Sweda. You keep a stove, iron pan on top of that. You add the oil for heating. Then first you add the lemon first, and then you till a golden brown. You keep frying that. Then you add the powder. Okay, and then you can off the stove, and then the powder, the lemon, all that is mixed, and then the pinda is ready. Okay, that is how you prepare the Jambira Pinda Sweda. Then you tie it in the cloth. So that is a Jambira Pinda Swedam. It is similarly done as the Patra Pinda Swedam. You're heating with it and then rubbing with it. It is linear in the muscles area and circular in the joint area. That is how we perform Patra Pinda Swedam and Jambira Pinda Swedam. Churna Pinda Swedam, Valuka Swedam, we don't rub it. We only hit with it. I need you to be thorough with all that, okay? Because don't you should write all this in while you're writing the procedure. Then only they'll understand that you have understood the procedure. And this Jambira Pindasvedam and Patra Pindasvedam, how often do you change it? Okay, suppose I have a patient and I'm starting Jambira Pindasvedam tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow morning I'll prepare the fresh Jambira Pindasvedam. Okay, the fresh one is prepared. I'll use it for tomorrow and the next day. All right. And then the third day I can change the pottery. And then I can use it on the third and the fourth day. And then I can change the pottery again, fifth, sixth, and seventh day. That is one option, okay. Then depending upon the availability, you can take one pottery for 3 and then the other for 4 days. That is all according to the yukti, and the physician can do accordingly. So you can write it as you can change it every on the alternate 2 days, and only the third day, the third change will have 3 days. All right. But Kardikiri, the first one which I mentioned, it should be changed daily. Like the next one which we are going to learn is Shastika Pindasvedam, because we have to change it daily. It needs to be changed daily. All right. This is a textual reference of Shastika Pindasvedam. What is Shastika? What is Shastika? Shastika is the rice which gets yielded in 60 days. Okay. Shashti, it comes from the word Shashti, which is 60. So it is a type of crop, rice crop, which gets yielded in 60 days. That is how the Shastika name came. Okay. It has got Brahmana in nature. Okay. So it is more snigdha in nature. It is Vadahara. Okay, so there are references in Vada Vyadi that when the disease condition of Vada, which is not associated with any other doshas, that is Kevala Vada, you can administer the Shastika Pindasveda. Then you have the Rajakshma references there. Then there is references that the grains should be boiled with milk, and then it can be used in Parsham. So all that is sexual references. You can go through that. Then in Shwasa Avastha also there are references where Shastika is being used. Then can be used for Vadiga Kasa because it is little bit Brahmana. These are all references which you can get from the textbook. Okay. This is another one combination which we use in the last one. In Paksha Gada, we can either use Shastika, you can use it with Goduma, okay, mix it along with Goduma or Tila. All that variations we do perform when you perform the Shastika Pindasveda. Now, the materials required is very important. Okay, Shastika Annalebam is application of the cooked rice. Shastika Pindasvedam is application of the pottery svedam. So there, the quality, the quantity, the measurement is very important. Now you're taking Shastika 500 grams. Okay, that is half kg of Shastika rice you need. You need 750 grams. It is not grams. 750 grams of bala mola. That is the bala mula you take, and it is taken 750 grams, and then you're preparing the bala mula kwada for the same. Then you need cow's milk 3 liters. Then talam, for the oil for talam we need, the rasadi chuna for talam we need, abhyanga oil we need. The rest you can just study. How this the main important thing in this, you need to prepare balamula kwadam, and with this balamula kwadam and the milk you prepare the rice, you cook the rice, and then you put it into pottery. Okay, so 750 grams I told you need balamula. It is cleaned and then crushed, and then you're adding 12 liters of water and reducing it to 1/4. That is 1/3 liters you get the kwadam. Okay, very important measurement, that you send 50 grams of balamula, you're crushing it, and then you're boiling it with 12 liters of water and reducing it to 1/4. There is 3 liters. This 3 liters, 1.5, half of it is you're going to cook the rice. Half of it you're going to dip the potalis and do the Shastika Pindasvedam. Okay, I hope I'm clear. Now, in 1.5 liters of balamula kashaya and 1.5 liters of milk, you need, I told you 3 liters of milk is needed. Half of the milk and half of the kashaya prepared, you're taking and cooking this 500 grams of Shastika. And then as it reaches very semi-solid condition, then you can take it and then you can make it into a pottery. Okay, equally divided, and this pottery is dipped in the milk and the balamula. The rest of 1.5 plus 1.5, you will have 3 liters. Okay, this is being taken and heated, and that heated liquid is being, this pottery is dipped in that and then performed. And as you perform, it is through a very you have a little bit larger sieved cloth, because the Shastika has to come out and get pasted on the body as you do the procedure. And end of the procedure, you scrape off the with coconut leaves, and then you wipe it, and then you apply fresh oil for before the leaving the patient. Okay, so let us see that this is how you prepare the boluses. It will be a size of a half of the kernel of the coconut. Now here what we do is that before, after the patient is sitting on the table, just like PPS, that is Patra Pindasveda, and JPS or Jambira Pindasvedam, you can apply the oil which is taken for Abhyanga can be applied for 10 minutes, and then you start with the pottery. All right. Here the pottery is not heated. It is rubbed only. Okay, there is a difference here. So I'm just rushing through. You can understand the procedure because here the temperature is checked. You're rubbing with the potli and the paste comes to the body and gets adhered to the body. So one thing is that there are chances if you don't do it properly that the paste is there, then you're not applying the potli again and again with which is having the temperature. The paste already there gets cold. Okay, and the patient can start shivering. So there you need to perform this in a very speedy manner so that the paste will not get cold and the patient will not start shivering. That is one important thing. So after that, it is scraped off with coconut leaves. Another one important point here is that after removing the thalam, fresh oil is being applied. Medicated oil is applied. Why? Because when you're removing the paste from the body, the patient can get into a shivering again because of the coldness of Shastika. Because Shastika is Brahmana and Shida Guru, Shida in nature. The procedure Svedana, that is why that heating is being happening there. You get the Svedana. But once you stop this heating procedure, they can get cold again. Okay, so to prevent that, to cut off the skin from the external outside the temperature, you're applying hot warm oil on the body and then leaving the patient. Okay, so before the procedure and after the procedure, you're applying the oil. Pati Kashayam is a common Kashayam which is mainly, you can give Amrudotaram, you can give Gandharvastadi, which will produce an anilomanam daily for the patient. Why it got Pati Kashayam? Because Pati is the Droni. Okay, soon after the procedure, we give this Kashayam to the patient. So there what happens is that there will be an anilomanam happening daily. Okay, so the Swedanam which is happening outside, there will be a Kledanam in the coast also. That gets removed daily on the daily basis. So this is given in most of the Ruksha Snigdha. In Ruksha Svedans, Patikasha is not given. In Patrapinda Sweda, Jambirapinda Sweda, in Snigdha Swedas, Patikashayam is being given. Precautions, cooking must be clear. Then boluses, it should not leak. Therapist should give the massage in a synchronized manner. The heat should be maintained uniformly. Okay, these are the precautions. Complications are shivering because as I told you, if you don't do it quickly, they can develop if a cold breeze comes, they can develop shiver. The chills can happen. Once shivering starts, you need to stop the procedure, cover with a blanket and give warm water should be given. Okay, fainting has been told, rashes sometimes due to the heat intolerance which happens in pitta prakriti, but Shastigam, mostly it will be good for pitta prakriti also. There has not been Jambira pinda swedam definitely can cause the rashes and allergy to the pitta prakriti skin types. Placement, it is in the snigdha variety. Okay, it is definitely snigdha variety. This is the different types of dravya which you can do. You can take bala, mulakwada, shatahua, masha, goduma, mudga. All these dravya can be incorporated according to the yukti of the physician. In the dravya, there again you can add dashamula kashayam can be prepared instead of the bala mula. So that is all the variations which we can perform. Modifications. If there is for Kushtavasta with arthritic, like psoriatic arthritis is there. In that, what we do is that we can take Aragadadikana Kashaya, which can be performed in a Shastika. The Shastika is cooked in Aragadadikana Kashaya, and then that can be performed, which is good for the skin as well as the arthritic issue can be addressed. There has been studies done where in short distance runners, what they need is that they need to have the muscle bulk should be there, only then they can do perform it well. For that a study was conducted with Shastikashali Pindasvidam. CP also for improving the spasticity in the later stage, Shastikashali Pindasvidam a study has been done. Annalabam is different. The procedure where you're applying the warm paste, you're applying it in the body and then doing massage with that is called as Shastika Annalepanam. Okay, and Shastika is a rice which grows in 60 days, I have told it. So here the measurements are different. There you took half kg of bala, sorry, half kg of Shastika. You need here powdered Shastika only 250 grams, which is powdered. It is not full one. You are powdering it because you're going to apply the paste. Okay, you need to be having more finer paste. Balamula is 200 grams. This is for one day. The previous measurement is also for one day because it gets over that day and the next day you have to prepare fresh. Milk is 1 liter, water is 4 liter. How do you do is that the balamula is crushed, 4 liters of water is added, and then it is reduced to 1/4, 1 liter. With this 1 liter and the milk 1 liter, you are adding this 250 grams of powdered shastika, and you're cooking it, and you're making it into a paste, and it is applied on the body uniformly. And the procedure follows. Okay, the patient will sit, the talam is applied, then you apply the oil is applied, then you apply this paste on the body. After the whole paste is applied in the 7 positions, every procedure you have to include the 7 positions. Okay, so the slides, I don't want you to follow the slides because there you don't have the positions. I'll give you the notes, you can study from the notes. There the each procedure I'll include the sitting, the positions also, so you can write that. Yeah, otherwise it will be a repetition in the slides, that's why I avoided. It's always in the annuloma direction you do this procedure. Okay, that is against the, it is always in the downward. The only pratiloma procedure which you do is the udvartanam. Okay, and all the rest you are doing in the annuloma direction only. After the procedure is done, you are removing it with the coconut leaves or anything which can, you can scrape off. Okay, and then you apply the fresh oil and then send them for rest, and then take warm water bath. Pressure is same, perspiration is good, shivering, you stop the procedure. I hope I'm clear. Am I too fast? Are you people following what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Now we'll just go through Kayaseka. Kayaseka is spiritual, which we call in Kerala. Okay, spiritual is pouring. Kayaseka is pouring the liquid on the body. Okay, when you're pouring the liquid on the body, mainly when you say Kayaseka, it is the medicated oil which we are pouring. Then you have Dhanyamla Dhara, where again pouring is done, where with Dhanyamla. Sega is pouring, right? And then you have Kshira Sega, then you have Quad Sega. Only the material is different. The procedure is the same. The word dhara is derived from dhru dhatu, okay, from Amarakosha. Derivation is dharyate. Yeah, that is pouring in a dhara form. That is how you get the dhara. Means it is pouring continuously. Kaisega is means it is a procedure in which the warm oil is poured continuously in a stipulated period of time. You're pouring it continuously without a break in a specified manner. Okay, it is a sneha yukta parishega swedana. Definitely is a snehana. No snehana swedana. That is both snehana and swedana is being performed. Okay, it is not ruksha, it is snigdha variety, but a combination of snehana and swedana. Spiritual is a modified form of Kayasega. Okay, Kayasega is where you're pouring with a kernel. I'll show you the picture with a kernel. Spiritual, why it got the name is means the spiritual, the name itself is to squeeze. So you're dipping an cloth, which is a small cloth, you're dipping it in the oil, and then that cloth you're squeezing, and through the thumb, the oil is being running on the body. That is how they got the name spiritual, to squeeze. Okay, and it is effective in Kevala Vata and Vata predominant conditions. This is the reference of the spiritual term, that is Hastatala Churna Pijunam Sekam Kwajat, while squeezing it. That's how it got the name. Synonyms you can just go through. It is spiritual Kayasega, Sega, Sarvanga Taila Dara, Sarvanga Taila Parishega. Parishega is also Sega, all synonyms. Indications, purely Vata Avastha. It is, you don't do it in the what you call initial stages of Pakshagada, initial stage of Ababahuga. No, when you turn it into a, when there is a Kapha Anubandha is gone and is Kevala Vadika Avastha, you perform this Kayaseka. And also Shastika, when if there is a Brahmana also needed, because Shastika can be done in Vata and Paitika conditions where there is Brahmana needed. Okay, Kayaseka is a purely Kevala Vatika Avastha you can perform. With a little Anubandha is also okay, but not for the Kapha Anubandha. Because oil will definitely increase the snigdhata in the body and cause Kapha to increase. According to the condition, you can either use a Yamaka or Trivrit or a single Sneha can be performed. Okay. This is a changing, how to change the liquid. If it is oil, you will change it once in 3 days. Okay, so the after 3 days you change the oil, and the 7th day both the oils are taken and then used. Takra, if it is used daily, you need to change. If it is shira you are pouring, then daily you need to change. Dhanyamla once in 3 days you can change. This is the based on dosha how to use the thailas. This is not so important for just for your knowledge. I have put in the slide because when the in a procedure, if it is asked, the quantity and the procedure how to do it is more important. Okay, so if it is kapha avastha, thailam will be suitable. I told you it is not done in kapha dosha single. In combination with vata is what I have mentioned. Okay, thailam is will be suitable. If it is a pitta or recta involvement is there, grida can be used. Okay, and with if there is a avarana, you can mix the the grida accordingly, according to the avarana avastha. Then you have Ushna Dhara and Shida Dhara. It means according to the condition, you can increase the temperature and also reduce the temperature. Now, how do you do this? It is pouring this liquids in a continuous manner. I've told you. Kerala Vaidyas have modified it and they have told it as a different one called as Pirinju Tadaval also, where Pirichil is just pouring and then you're just sliding your hand along with it. Whereas Pirinju Tadaval is a procedure where you're doing two strokes of this oil pouring and more of massage is being given. So there the oil used will be less. So that's the difference between Pirichil and Pirinju Tadaval, where the Tadaval means the rubbing is more. Okay. And Kayasega as a whole is Pirichil itself. Okay, you can compare it as Pirichil only. This is the 3 liters of this is for 1 day. Okay, 3 liters is required, and then cotton cloth for squeezing and then doing is needed. Usually 4 masseurs are doing, 2 in the hand and 2 in the legs, but nowadays only 2 masseurs are doing this. And an attendant takes, okay, in this droni, the droni will have a small hole through which the oil will flow out. Okay, and then it will be collected in a vessel, reheated, and then will be poured back by the attendant, and then temperature is maintained and you do this procedure. Okay, same as the other ones. Okay, the oil temperature is important. The cotton pieces are dipped in warm oil and then it can be squeezed, and through the thumb it is coming out. Okay, that is how you perform the pirichil. And 12 angulas is the height. 12 this is 4 angulas. Okay, so this is 8 angulas, this is 12 angulas, the total one is 12. So that is the height at you need to keep for pouring. So through this height you need to pour. Okay, that is all same for the Anyamla Dhara, the Parishega, everywhere you're keeping this 12 angulas. This is the 7 positions. I forgot to include it in the first slide. Sitting, supine, right lateral, supine, left lateral, supine, sitting. I'll include it in the notes in each session so that you can study it together. Prone position is adopted if necessary only. The oil flowing out is collected and used after heating. A gentle massage should be given after. That is, you are giving a stream, and if this is the body, you are doing this, and then a massage is given. That is how you perform it. Okay, fresh oil should be taken daily if the patient is very wealthy. If you're performing this in a king, you can take an oil fresh every day. Otherwise, every 3 days you're changing the oil. But before keeping the oil that day after the procedure, you can heat it and remove that. Any sweat in the oil can be removed and kept. And sometimes there'll be a loss of oil in the second day and third day because you don't get the entire thing after the procedure, right? You can add fresh oil if there is a less quantity of oil available. Okay. Now this is the one you can use. Either cloth can be dipped and then squeezed and oil can be poured, or you can use this as it's a kernel which you can use it for pouring also. Okay. Here the problem is that the temperatures of the oil can be very. You have to use it cautiously. You have to check it definitely, but with this you will not understand properly the temperature. So you have to pour it initially on your hand, and then only you can pour it on the body of the patient. With this, it is more easy to keep that stream. The other one requires practice where it should come through the thumb and fall in a continuous stream. There are also modern equipments which use automatic, the heating is possible and they pour it used. That is also being developed. After that, you remove the oil, you wipe it with a cloth, and thalam is applied freshly. Okay, previously also you applied. After the procedure, you remove and apply fresh thalam. Pati Kashayam, which is Gandharvasadi Kashayam, can be given. Take rest for half an hour and take bath. For head bath, you can use Amlaki Kodam or Eranda Kodam for the body. All this depending upon the yukti of the patient, the physician, you can change. Instead of warm hot, the hot water bath, You can recommend some medicated kvada for also bath, but it is not feasible for a daily purpose. It is not feasible. If you have plenty of herbs, then you can make use of it. Sometimes the spiritual is being done for 7, 14, and even 21 days in some conditions only, okay, not for every. Generally, we do it for 7 days, 45 minutes, and this is the time we can do. Here, the precaution is that the temperature should be same, the stream should be uniform and continuous. This is all told. Placement is that it will be a treatment after all the Parimarjana at the end of it. Okay. This you can just go through. It is the same which is I mentioned in the Sweda chapter. I've just copied that Rava Sweda portion to, yeah. I'm not taking it now because it will be the same. This sloka is very important. It is from Sharngadara, the Sahasra Yoga book, which talks about the Sarvanga Snehadhara Gunam. Because what you are expecting through a dhara, Sarvanga Dhara, is being told. You are going to make the Dhadunam Dridadam Karodi, Vrishadam Dehakni Varnojasam, Stairyam Padam Indriyasya Jaraso Mandem Chidam Jividam, Asna Bhangam Abam Karodi, Nidaram Dosham Samiradigan, Sarva Snehagradab Sukhoshna Subhaga Sarvanga Dharam Dranam. It means that the whole dhadus get affected with this dhara. It will improve that deha agni, the varn, agni, deha, and varna, ojas, all that will be improved. Sense organs gets enhanced. Then longevity it increase because vata is being decreased. Okay, you are addressing the aggravated vata. That's how it addresses the longevity. Okay, even in bhagna and traumatic conditions, also this is a very good treatment. Next is Shiradhoma. Anjana doctor, there are little more procedures which is left over. Should I continue with it or should I continue it in a different class? Because this is a big topic. It is not possible to finish in one class.
So we can wind up the session.
Okay, before that I'll just show them the video.
Okay.
Uh, okay, and if there is any doubt, because there are a lot of procedures again. I think we'll require one more class.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll just show them the video of whatever is being done, and then we'll wind up the class.
Okay.
Is there any doubts we can discuss before?